Now, Spotlight tonight is committed to investigating the complex issues behind the headlines. Joining me now is our intrepid roving reporter, by which I mean she was once in the same lunch queue as Kate Adie. It's Sarah Campbell! Hello, Sarah.
Hiya.
So, today you're looking into class inequality in Britain, right?
That's right, thanks, babe. Rest up, everyone. I've cracked inequality for good. So Boris Johnson and Jacob Rees-Mogg are both posh, and they both seem to have gotten away with loads of stuff. Like Rees-Mogg speaking at far-right party dinners, and Boris lying through the surprising medium of boss. And rather than face any kind of consequences, Boris is Foreign Secretary, and Jacob has been leading polls to be the next Conservative leader. And it's not just them, it's all posh people that seem to get away with it. Prince Philip's just portrayed as a cheeky uncle, and Downton Abbey won Emmys, BAFTAs and Golden Globes, even though there was a whole series of that show just about whether Dan Stevens' penis worked or not. When I've done dodgy stuff, I haven't gotten away with it. In 1994, I tried to shoplift a lip gloss from the Stockport Merseyway branch of BHS, and my photograph was put up in the staff room, and my sister referred to me as Crim for the next 10 years. The lip gloss incident still hurts.
OK, so what you're saying is societal benefits are stacked in favour of the posh, and you'd like to see a fairer society?
No, Nish. I want a slice of that sweet privilege pie. Or as they probably call it, privilege quiche. So I decided to speak to an expert.
My name is Philip Sykes, and I represent an organisation called the British School of Etiquette.
OK. Sarah, I will give you this. You have identified a real issue here. But shouldn't you be speaking to someone studying inequality, like a sociologist or an economic...
Nish, I can't be arsed with that. Social equality is going to take ages to change. And if you can't beat them, join them. I want Philip to turn me from Eliza Doolittle to Eliza Doolittle at the end. I was on my best behaviour, but Philip was on a whole nother level.
When you first meet someone, you don't really say nice to meet you. If I were introducing myself to you for the first time, and this would be rhetorical, I would say, Philip, how do you do? And you would reciprocate with saying, Sarah, how do you do?
Oh, you don't say, oh, fine, cheers. Well, I would have been, a bit sad, but,
No.
I hadn't even taken my coat off yet, and already I felt posher. Why do you think people respond well to, you could call it poshness?
People with good manners and strong etiquette, they come across with great confidence and I think put people at ease almost instantaneously. If you're prepared to focus and act as you become, or as some people put it, fake it until you make it, definitely people can lean towards being posh.
You heard the man. Poshness is a state of mind. If we can access and harness our inner posh, then the world is our oyster. Literally, we'll get given oysters, because we'll be posh. It was time to get down to business. Time to start getting away with stuff. What would you say is the proper way to shoplift a lip gloss?
Proper way to shoplift a lip gloss. I would open the lip gloss and start applying it as I walk out the shop.
Oh, okay.
Although I don't encourage shoplifting, please. I'm not advocating shoplifting.
I felt like Philip was about to advocate shoplifting.
But if I was desperate for that lip gloss and I had not a brass penny to rub together,
right,
I would put it on as if I owned it.
I was starting to get on board with Philip's cool, just steal lip gloss idea. We began workshopping in earnest. Boris and Jacob Rees-Mogg, they always talk in Latin and people lap it up. If I got challenged with this lip gloss, could I not just say something in Latin to the security guard?
You could do, and he'd most probably let you off because he wouldn't have a clue where you're coming from, what you're saying.
No, right? I'd gain valuable seconds while they were trying to find a translation service. So Philip's advice was clear. Act like you own the lip gloss, and if challenged, say something in Latin. We parted on good terms.
I think that's going to land you up in trouble. The lip gloss, I think what you may have to do is save up a little bit and go and purchase it the next time round.
Sure, Philip. Sure.
Yeah.
Sadly, I didn't have time to open an ISA and save up all the cash for however much Philip thinks a tube of lip gloss costs. So I decided to go with his next best piece of advice. Right, I'm in Debenhams. BHS shut down, so I've gone for the nearest equivalent. So I'm going to put the lip gloss on. and pretend that I own it. My lip gloss, my lip gloss, my lip gloss. Shit. Pro bono! Carpe lip gloss! Expecto Patronum! Anyway, that's that cracked. You're welcome, Nish. All the best, guys.
Whoa. All you've done is stolen lip gloss.
Don't you see? The lip gloss was always a metaphor, Nish. We're beholden to posh people who spend their lives walking out of the department store of public opinion wearing the stolen lip gloss of privilege as if 'twas ever theirs. Think about it. If we all just become posh, then society becomes instantly fair. So we all need to get out there and steal our own lip gloss. That's a metaphor. Do not actually steal lip gloss. I had to pay an £80 on-the-spot fine for a product that is only worth £2.50. Anyway, vive la revolution, Campbell out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah Campbell!